but it's a team fight. And once you put multiple people versus one person, I think that's where you recognize that a few of these other people pose a big threat, and I think that's where Sukuna would inevitably lose at.
What's going on, YouTube? We're back again with another video, and this time we're going to be doing the Akatsuki versus the Butt Bandit Sukuna. He's in one of these playing with Amari Butt.
Hey, yo, what the f?
And we're going to give you our thoughts on why we agree or disagree. Let's get right to it.
I can't stand you.
I want to know why y'all think Sukuna can solo the Akatsuki. Like, he's tough. Why do y'all think he could solo the Akatsuki?
Yeah, you want to start?
I think that yeah. I think that how fast some of Sukuna's attacks are, I think that half the Akatsuki is getting beat by domain expansion or even like the cuts and all that early on in the fight. So I feel like half the niggas is not surviving in the beginning. Like Hedon, Datara, Sorcery, a lot of them is not making it through the beginning of the fight. So I feel like the only people are really a threat will probably be Itachi, Obito, maybe Kisame, but even then I don't think Kisame can really do anything. So I feel like you would just have to beat them two. And I feel like I don't think Genjutsus and stuff would really work on Sukuna. We've seen his soul technically get touched and nothing happened. So I don't really think it would work. And the only problem I really see is maybe Kamui from Obito. But that's about it. And if we're not counting him kind of just using Kamui and sending them somewhere else and taking them off the battlefield, I don't think it's going to work because you have to touch him too. So I feel like it's only between Itachi and Obito. So I still think he beats majority of the Akatsuki.
To even touch off of that, even if Obito did send Sukuna to another world, Sukuna doesn't need to eat. He is a cursed spirit who's lived long, so it wouldn't even be a dub. It just would be him kind of running away from the battle. If they just left him there, they wouldn't be getting rid of him per se. But I agree with you. I think Sukuna's attacks there's a lot of variation. Like if he does the little slashes, I think those he does so many of them at an instant and they're fast that some of the Akatsuki are just gonna get bone rushed by that and not know how to react, because it's not a slash you can really see. That's first. And then two, we saw when Sukuna does his little flame blast, like that Joan is blowing up a really big radius. Like I to be honest, that's probably on par with Datara, and that's like I don't even think it's his biggest attack. Mm-hmm. But I think that's one thing. Like, and it doesn't really seem like he's limited, especially when it comes to like his Malevolent Shrine. He can do that a good number of times, and it does not like stop him from using it again. And that's always an instant hit from what I understood, because it's like milliseconds kind of going by. So, and it hits a wide variety of people at once too. So he wouldn't just be stuck to hitting one person. That's my thought.
Well, he is able to do it repeatedly, but that's only because he copied Gojo when he saw him use the first technique on his brain the one time, because he's a prodigy or whatever the hell. But I mean, I can see exactly what you mean as far as what you're talking about. But I mean, the first things first, we have to get the elephant out the way. It'll have to be Itachi, who is so skeptical about everybody that he'll put him under Genjutsu probably the instant he recognizes him as an enemy, as we saw with Itachi when he was younger, putting Danzo's underlings under Genjutsu just from them saying, hey, we're here to walk you out of the village, to make it look like a struggle. That's just how cautious he is. And we all saw Genjutsu does work on house pets, and it works on regular people, because Kaguya did it before chakra got spread out to everyone on the planet. And Pain is also going to be another wild card because of the wide proximity that Nagato can operate the Pain. I don't want to call them bots. I don't know what they are, bots, androids, bodies. But I feel like he'll be able to, maneuver them pretty well as far as what to do with Sukuna. And I think the Deva path, or the main Pain, he should be able to get down with Sukuna, because it's not like they feel pain or anything. So if he gets slashed up, he's just going to keep going back unless Sukuna knows to take out the Naraka Pain. I think that's the one that heals everybody first.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest issue I see in this fight. Like, I see both of y'all said that, like, Sukuna has moves that can take out basically half the Akatsuki, but it's a team fight. And once you put multiple people versus one person, I think that's where you recognize that a few of these other people pose a big threat. And I think that's where Sukuna would inevitably lose at. So, like, yeah, if they send Sukuna somewhere else, I guess we wouldn't consider it a win. I was thinking Obito, hit him with the touch and then send him somewhere else, especially if he doesn't know what it is. But it's a strategic fight. The Akatsuki's biggest, dumbest move was going in twos. So when you put them together, I think this is where they should thrive, especially when you have the cheat code of Itachi Pain. It's too many variables that I think Sukuna would have to find out mid-fight, and he ain't Batman, so he's not doing his homework before the fight. So I think that's where Sukuna would lose at. Exactly how it would happen, I don't know. I don't care because I'm not fighting all of the people. I'm not fighting Obito, Itachi, and Pain all at once. But
I do want to ask: Are we putting into the instance of Sukuna right now with Yuji, or are we going off of Manga Sukuna?
I was thinking Manga Sukuna.
Okay,
but I don't think
he wouldn't be by himself. Now, granted, the other two that he'd be able to summon, would help.
Oh yeah.
You can give him Mahoraga.
But it would help.
I don't
help
care
in some way because he'd be able to deviate the attacks off of him because now they also are fighting a wild card who can copy Sukuna's abilities.
You want to know why I don't think that like factors in and helps? Because the Akatsuki already know each other. If they were like a whole bunch of people who didn't know each other's powers, like I'd go, okay, you throw in another wild card in a fresh group. That could be like a thing. But if I know how you fight, if I know you look left when I'm swinging right, I know I don't have to worry about you in a fight. We got to worry about what's in front of us. So you bring out a brute, I'm going to send Kisame. We didn't even bring up Kisame for real. Go get him. Go fight. Go distract him. Mahoraga not smart either. That man's a dumb slave.
You stupid.
That's true.
So
I would say against some of the Akatsuki, some of their attacks I don't think would be strong enough to finish him off before he adapts to it.
And
I feel like Kakuzu. I think Kakuzu would tango with Mahoraga, if anything, since he has 5 different chakra natures at once. I think he'll keep him busy. And we all know
they
that
don't have to all kill him.
Yeah, but if
and we all know the hybrid ain't that strong either.
I feel like
I'll sit out. He darn stupid, getting killed by. I'm sending him out there. He darn go in there and die a bunch of times. Like we don't need you to adapt. Oh, you adapt to us? Well, adapt to Death Boy, who can't fight you for real. He'll fight you with a scythe and just keep dying.
I said
now we get fights. Yeah, it's strategy beats power to me.
What's it called? But if he's adapting to it, wouldn't that also make Sukuna adapt to it too? Which means the attacks won't do anything to Sukuna either.
Gojo
I don't think.
Yeah, that's why Blue Lock didn't work with Sukuna no more. Yeah, that's why it didn't work on him, because he was adapting to it and using Mahoraga to adapt to the attacks. He was taking them away from Sukuna. Right?
He did it because, spoilers, he only adapted to it because he was substituting Megami to take those hits. So Megami's a vegetable right now.
Yeah.
So he's not really adapting. He just had to swap his soul. He basically swapped damage. And did anybody notice that Megami is still in the Mahoraga pose as he's unconscious?
Yeah, people been talking about it.
He's still trying to summon.
Still trying to fight. He ain't even there.
I think, well, like I said, even if we do that, I feel like, again, a lot of the stuff in Naruto, like they say, aren't light speed. And I feel like because we've seen him fight someone that can go light speed, like he was fighting Gojo, a lot of the people in Naruto might not even be able to perceive the attacks from Sukuna because they're light speed attacks. So it's kind of hard to judge if they can or can't. Maybe, like I said, maybe Obito.
I think it's still.
Well, Toby at the time.
Probably could,
yeah, maybe them.
And once you leave players on the board, I think that's where y'all argument is. I think there's holes in it.
I can see the holes
because you keep leaving the same people on the board. So what does Sukuna do against them?
I think Sukuna beats Itachi I feel like the only way we'd be able to see the difference is if people feel like Itachi feel like what's it called? Genjutsu would work on Sukuna. If they don't work on Sukuna, because people say that because you don't have a chakra system, it doesn't work on Sukuna. So
everybody has a chakra system.
That's
what
I'm saying. Because if your verse, exactly.
That's
so if
fair.
it doesn't work, he doesn't. I think he beats Itachi because he's faster. Now we're talking about like if it works on him, then I feel like the fight's longer. But again, like when we saw Mahito touch his soul, it didn't work. I feel like
but I don't think we're comparing Mahito to.
No, it's not the same. But I'm saying it's the same kind of.
Because
in his
if
domain,
it does,
like because he gets put into a Genjutsu, Sukuna would kind of be like, okay, well, it's now it's a battle of mind and will. I still can beat you in this aspect and get out.
No, but that would work against him. So like if say Itachi puts him in a Genjutsu, likely I'm thinking Sukuna would think that the Genjutsu is a domain. So then Sukuna would try to overpower him, and then he end up just like what was Orochimaru's partner, where he's caught. Yeah, I think that's going to happen to Sukuna over and over and over again. He's going to think he's in a domain.
And to that point, then, Mike, yeah, if he could be affected by Genjutsu and Itachi did sacrifice his eye, I could see that being an issue of like, okay, well now Sukuna's in a comatose
your pride
situation
would work
because
against you.
It is a literal. You have to. Your will has to bend to what Itachi
and
wants.
we know, Sukuna's will is already, he's a prideful man. So it would work very well against Gojo if he could get him. That's the problem with Itachi. But we'll let you guys let us know in the comment section down below. Who do you think will win this fight? The Akatsuki on this side or Sukuna on the left side? We'll catch you guys in the next video.